Hello, everyone, and welcome on this beautiful Valentine's Day. Another social hour. I'm Dave Kaiser,
I'm Alex McKinley.
and we have an awesome lineup for you today. We're not going to disclose everybody that's going to be on just yet, but how's everybody's Valentine's Day going so far? It's what, probably about lunchtime where everybody's at?
I hope you got your dozen roses from your spouse or partner or whoever it is, your loved one, and you're having a great day.
Yeah, or buy them for yourself, right?
That's right.
If those people don't exist in your life. I think I'm speaking more for myself. This is sad.
We're here for Dave. We got your back.
Oh, so funny. Well, cool. We're excited. We have, a packed show today. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to bring on Michelle Dick, who is on our publishing team, and she's going to be talking about the salary survey. So, Michelle, let's bring you on.
Hi.
Hey, Michelle.
How's everybody? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It was
Yeah, I
nice.
love
It was nice when Alex texted.
Hey,
Did you-
Michelle, I've mentioned this to you, but just so sad that your Buffalo Bills went down. But I was living vicariously through you attending all the games and braving the cold weather. Next season will be your season, though.
It will. I know it. So anyway, yeah, it was a bummer, real bummer. I went to that the last game, and we thought we were going to win right up to the end, and then the very end, we're like, oh my God, did that just happen? You know, it was a big letdown. So
Oh, God.
a lot of swearing in the parking lot.
In the parking lot,
Anyway.
right? Yeah. Nice.
So we're here to talk about the salary survey. AAPC, they send this out every year to the membership, and they want to know, if you're certified, if you're uncertified, what your education is, your demographics, how many credentials you have, and then that all factors into how much you make a year, and they pull in all this data. So they send out an email to all the membership, and they get the feedback. And we appreciate all of you guys for filling out those surveys, because it's a lot of work, and the data comes back, and it's great. So, so we'll talk about this. And I just want to say one thing though, because way back in the day, the survey used to only be like one page. I actually found this from 2006. This was the entire report of the salary survey, which is like one page. Well, now it's 8 pages, so it's pretty impressive. So so the data comes in to Kyle Connors, and then he makes a big spreadsheet, and he interprets the numbers, all that stuff, and then we write the article. The marketing team puts the content up on the website. So there's a lot of hands in this, and there's a lot of work, and it's a great tool to see where you compare to other people in the field and how much you make, and that sort of thing. So we are going to I'm going to share my screen right now, so you can kind of see what the report looks like online. Let me do that.
Yeah, we'll get that screen pulled over for you.
Screen. Let's do this.
Oh,
We've got it pulled up already there for you, Michelle.
Oh, okay. I got this up here. Okay, so let's go to the resources tab. This is where you can find the information. The 224 medical coding and billing salary report. So you go into the resources tab, and you pull down to Career Center, and that's where you'll find it. So it's broken down. There's 8 pages here. You can look at it by education, by experience, by location. And if you, like, say, for example, click on the location tab, there is a lot of information. You can break down by state how much the average income is for coding professionals. So as you can see, like where you're located, New York, you make more money than in North Carolina. Obviously, if you live in the city, you would make more, that type of thing. But I want to go to the other way you can find this salary survey. If you go into the resources tab as well, and then go to AAPC, the magazine, you can find it there. I am going to sign in really quick so you can take a view of this in its entirety.
Just don't let us see your password. Okay.
It won't come up. I have it so you can't see
Josh
it.
Allen, #1.
How did you know?
Yes. See, I know.
Ooh, Alex would be a good hacker.
Right?
New career path.
All right, here we go. And let me go back to this tab here, resources, AAPC, the
Michelle,
magazine.
while you're pulling that up, you wrote the article that's in Healthcare Business Monthly, or AAPC, the magazine. Is that right?
Right. Renee helped me with it too. She's done it in the past, so she kind of put, held my hand a little bit just to make sure that, the data was correct, because there's so much data verification and stuff like that. So she helped me with that and kind of word things so, it sounds better, because she's real good like that. So anyway, so yeah, here's the magazine online. And you can just go right to it from the first page if you want, or you can toggle through. But to make it quicker, I'll just click right on it.
I had no idea.
Oh, wait, I'm in the non-member here. You got to get logged on here. Full issue. Here we go. Okay,
That's a cool feature.
I know, right? And it makes noises too. I don't know if you can hear the little noises.
It makes me like the magazine more when I hear that.
Yeah. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was one of the key things is that unemployment has gone down significantly, especially since COVID. It went up. This is the year breakdown here. 2020 is the dark blue bar, and then we're back down to 2023, and it has gone way down since COVID hit. And but we're good. We're very low. CPCs are very low unemployment rate. They're down to 3.3%. As you can see, the apprentices, they're high. They're always high because they're just breaking into the field. And it's harder to find a job, and they need experience to kind of show their employers that they know what they're doing. And you can here's a little plug, you can get Practicode to help with the experience. So look online for Practicode, and they'll give you real case notes and stuff to code to help you with that. But the second point I wanted to make was income has increased across the board. So as you can see, like in this here, 2022, the blue bars all show, the wages, and then it has all gone up. And that is probably due to inflation increases. And that's why, we're getting pay raises and all that stuff. The medical coders are, because inflation is increasing. But as you can see, AAPC approved instructors are making pretty good money there, and so are compliance officers. So those are good fields to get into.
I always see a lot of interest in those wanting to be an instructor. And I guess you see in different ways. I think probably the most common way is to be I guess you're teaching at a junior college or something like that. You just are teaching in your local area how to prepare for the
I'm not even sure. I don't know if it's local, giving local chapter presentations, stuff like that. I don't know what the instructor, it could be at HEALTHCON
or our virtual instructors.
Right.
I bet that falls under that same category as AAPC approved instructors, and many of those were instructors prior to being a part of that program. So it's good to see that that's growing so fast.
Right, it's great. I saw that and I was like, whoa, it's a great field. So
Michelle,
anyway,
do you have any other points that you would like to?
Yeah, one quick point here is remote workers are crazy. We are up to 63.7% of remote working. So it's basically becoming an all remote job. There's a few that have a combination on site and remote, and very few are actually on site. And I suspect those are administrators and people like that that have to be in the office, but mostly it's a remote workforce. It's gone up since last year. It was 55%, and it's up to 63.7%. And I suspect too that is because of COVID. People were forced to work from home, and so they adapted. Anyway, if you want to be a remote worker, this is the field to get into. So those are my 3 points.
Okay.
Nice. Awesome. Michelle. Yeah, great to see that. I think that's really appealing for a lot of people that are looking into being a medical coder or biller, is just the opportunity, the flexibility to work remotely. Maybe not in all cases, but looks like that's just
Yep.
everybody wants to work remote,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Right.
You can.
I'm working remote and I love it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Michelle. Thanks for joining us and talking salary survey and showing us how cool the magazine is too.
Yep. If you haven't
Yeah.
read the article, in the February AAPC magazine is the 2023 salary survey. It's something we publish every year, and it is a very important piece of what we do to show what jobs look like, what salary looks like within the industry. So, thanks, Michelle.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Well, let's see. Uh-oh, I'm struggling, Dave.
And then you can just hide those ones.
Let's see, hide that. All right.
All
Okay.
right, cool. Well, the next guest that we have with us is actually part of our VILT program. And VILT stands for Virtual Instructor-Led Training, which is a new program we started about 2 years ago. And it's really awesome. It's grown exponentially over the past couple years. And we've hired a bunch of instructors. We've also hired teaching assistants to help out with the classes, because it's kind of a hybrid between live and, it's a live online class, but there's self-paced part of it that students can do on their own in conjunction with the live lectures. And so we have with us Chris Tenniswood, who is one of our teaching assistants. And
Oh boy, I'm struggling big time, Dave. Can you help me out?
yeah, again, we're using this new platform, so things can
There we
get
go.
a little crazy. But Chris, how's it
Hi.
going today?
Chris.
Happy Valentine's Day.
How are you guys?
You're so good. How are you?
Good. Good. It's nice to meet you.
So this is funny. I was just saying to Dave, telling him how we met, and I've seen you all over the AAPC Facebook group community.
Yep.
And appreciate all of your support there. And I didn't realize when we were messaging back and forth, I can't even remember why, Chris, but we were messaging and you mentioned that you were a teaching assistant through our VILT program, and I thought, let's get her on Social Hour.
Yeah, and here I am. Thank you.
How's that been going? And how did you get involved in the first place? Do you want to give us a little bit of background there?
Yeah, it's actually a really cool story. So I was in the medical field. I went in right after high school, so 30 years ago, giving away my age. But I went into medical assisting and then got my bachelor's in healthcare administration. Took some time off to raise my family. So we've got grown kids. And I'm like, how do I bridge that gap between 20 years without having to start over? So I'm like, coding is perfect. So I took the course, I took the VILT course, and I reached out, like, I feel like all my students, I was just struggling so bad, and I just put it out on Facebook, like, can somebody help me? So somebody did, reached back out to me, and we talked, and she was tutoring me. So a couple weeks later, I get an email from, her name's Whitney. So from Whitney saying, hey, I'm your teacher assistant. And I'm like, are you the same Whitney that I've been talking to? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. It was really weird. So we became friends on Facebook, and she starts putting pictures up of where she lives. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Where is that? She's like, oh, it's, in Tennessee. And I'm like, you're in my backyard. It's so now I'm in Michigan, actually. Our daughter's in Tennessee going to college, and we visit frequently, but we always get together, Whitney and I. So anyway, over lunch, she's like, "Oh yeah, they're looking for teacher assistants," and here I am. So
All right.
yeah, I just feel like it was full circle. It's this really cool story.
Yeah.
And you have, just hearing you tell that, I'm like, we could spend an hour going into your master's degree and this path that you're on.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll catch you for an AAPC interview at a later time, Chris.
Okay.
But today, you're here to talk about exam tips. So what kind of things that you're seeing that students may need help with?
Yeah, so I have a couple, and I'm going to be speaking on from a TA perspective and a student perspective. So I'll start with student. Oh, you know what? Can I share my screen? Do we have time or not?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, there's a little share button down at the bottom of the room. And then
Share.
it'll allow you to choose a screen or a tab, and then we'll pull that in.
Okay. What tab am I?
So just look at, there is a video or a little button that has a computer screen. It's a little icon. It says share. Look, if you see mute and unmute, it's on that row.
So I did share.
Okay. Oh, let's see if I can.
Now it's telling me choose what to share.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can choose a window or just choose, or up at the top, you can toggle it between window and I think desktop, and you can share like your whole desktop.
Oh gosh. I have it pulled up. Do I just pull up the file? I'm sorry. We don't have to do this if it's going to take too much time.
Do you see it at all, or are you?
What was that? I just saw something. Yep.
So once you select it and hit share, then we'll pull it onto the broadcast.
Okay. Do you guys have it then or not?
No.
No. Okay.
Did you hit the blue share button?
That's okay.
Okay.
Well, walk us through it. Talk us through it.
Yeah, tell us what.
Okay. And now I don't see you guys. This is
We
not.
see you. We see you, so you're good.
Okay. Okay. So, effective studying, I is plotting your course of action and getting in the right mindset. And I feel like to do that, there are 3 steps. Number 1, set a goal for yourself. My personal goal was to pass the exam and pass it on the first try, which I did. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very proud of myself.
What a relief.
It was a huge relief. And then envision yourself when you're taking these tests and exams. Envision yourself sitting in the room. I put my desk, set up the desk how I wanted it, how I thought it was going to be in the room. So set a goal for yourself. Number 2, create a flexible study plan. I feel like 2 hours a night is doable, but that's why I say flexible, because things happen, life happens. So 2 hours, if you can't study for that 2 hours, that 1 hour, this is where number 3 comes in, quality over quantity. Make that 1 hour count. So that is student perspective.
Yeah, just really scheduling out that time and being committed to that. It sounds like, right? Just scheduling
Yes.
it out.
Scheduling it and then putting it on your calendar. And I know the instructors really drive that point home. Put it on your calendar so your family knows, your kids know, you know that you're from 7 to 9, you're studying. So, okay, so now number 2, resource number 2, or study tip number 2, use your resources. And believe it or not, all of the answers are in your textbooks, your CPC books. I personally did not believe that, but they are. So number 1, with that being said, make sure your books are tabbed appropriately. That would be resource number 1, use your books. Number 2, your practice exams. So those come, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but after the 16-week course, there's one exam unlocked, I want to say. You can purchase more, but I think you get one with the course. So practice exams are great. I had 3. I used one for time, one for, I just focused on time, one just focused on my answers, and then the third one, I put them both together, focused on time and getting the correct answers. Resource number 3, AAPC puts out a study guide, which is highly valuable, and I highly recommend it. It's $100, but I think you can buy used ones, like just get on Facebook and put it out there that you're looking for an AAPC study guide. Resource number 4, your PAs, your chapter exams, and your quizzes. Those are really good to go back after you've taken the exam, after you've taken the course, go back. You can print those out because it'll tell you all of your right answers, all of your wrong answers, and then give you a rationale. The chapter exams don't give you the correct answers or don't give you the answers, but the PAs and the quizzes will. So print those out, use them as a study guide, make a Quizlet out of them, note cards. It's a really good resource. Resource number 5 would be guidelines. And I printed mine like a book. So number 1, because I could see it better. And number 2, I read it like a book. So a couple chapters a night, because these codes are driven by guidelines. So I would highly recommend printing those guidelines out.
That's a good bedtime read, right?
I'm sorry?
That's a good bedtime read, right? Just
It is. It put me asleep a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm going to print off the guidelines. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, for me, it would probably put me directly to sleep. So.
Yeah.
Chris, you mentioned practice exams. We've brought Ray on, everybody. So we got Ray with us, and who's like, behind. She's the wizard behind the curtain in Oz of exams and education here. But you brought up practice exams, and Ray and I have talked about this. Many members in our communities say practice exams are harder than the real exam, and we've talked about that, Ray. And then you're like,
Well, I think it's because it's the first time you're seeing the questions, so it seems harder. So if you feel that the preparation that you went through made it easier for you to pass the exam, then I feel like we've done our job. We've made you super prepared to understand what to expect during that exam. So the questions come from the same, not the same pool, but the same format, the same strategy that the test committees go through. When they're creating these questions, they don't know whether it's a practice exam question or an exam question. They're writing every single question to be exam quality so that we can use them on all of our preparation and the courses and the study guide on the practice exams. So we hope that when you sit for that exam, you're like, wow, I felt like I was really prepared.
Yeah, I agree with you. I walked out, I had 30 minutes to spare, and I walked out thinking, what did I do wrong? Because I felt it wasn't easy, but it was easier. So yeah, I completely 100% agree.
That's awesome.
hey, Chris, I want to connect with you. I'm going to connect with you sometime next week, and we can figure out how to, a time where we can learn more about your story for an IMAPC interview. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris, thank you so much for joining us and sharing those tips. All these tips are available to everyone, right? None of these tips cost money unless you want to print off your own books or print off your own guidelines, whatever. But thanks again for joining us. And we'll definitely have you back.
Yeah, thanks for all of your work with all of our students. Appreciate it so much.
It's my pleasure.
It's fun.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Bye, Chris.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's see. How do I do this? Dave is teaching me so many things. Before we let our other people on, this is not broadcasting on Facebook, it's on YouTube. I'm going to post this. Someone pointed that out, our friend Linda Wetter. So we'll post this on Facebook later today after this broadcast is wrapped up, but it is, everybody watching right now are YouTubers.
Ah, okay, that
How
makes
many
sense.
do we have on?
There's right up there.
Oh,
17.
okay.
Yeah, we typically do broadcast this to Facebook, so I'm not sure if we maybe when we hit live it didn't connect or something like that. So, but yeah,
We're still trying to figure out the new platform, all of that stuff. So thanks for your patience as we figure all of that out.
Yeah, thanks for being nimble and flexible. But for this next segment, we're going to be talking about some really exciting stuff that's coming up, namely HealthCon. And we have Ray with us, and we have a whole slew of other folks with us too that we're going to bring in here. So we've got Rita Genovese, Christopher Chandler, and we've got Kelly Shue, and also is Heather with us?
Green.
Yep, we got Heather Green. And I think that's everybody, right?
I think so.
Cool. Well, this is an all-star lineup. So,
Hey guys,
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
our friends, we're just dying to see you in Las Vegas. It's not coming quick enough.
Totally agree.
Agreed. I'm very excited.
Ray,
Yeah.
do you like Las Vegas? Like, what do you like to do in Las Vegas? Let me ask you that. Are you a show person or?
I'm a
you
show person. I'm not a gambler.
Okay.
I don't really enjoy gambling. I like shows. I don't know if you know this, but my favorite band of all time, Maroon 5, they're doing their second residency there a month after we're gone. So I'm a little bummed about that. But yeah.
Oh man.
well, maybe we can get what's
Adam
his name?
Levine.
An Adam Levine lookalike
Yes.
for.
We are. We are.
There you go. It's just like Terry Adams.
Just
No.
another reason to come to HealthCon.
I'm
man.
just kidding. I don't know. I just feel like if you put positive vibes into the universe, it comes back. So I keep saying, if I say I'm going to meet him one day, I will. And then I'll film it and share it with all of our members.
Hey, we had Dolly
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Nashville,
Yeah.
so why not?
Yeah, we had Dolly. Now, Ray mentioned the shows, and we actually have a sweepstakes going on that we're giving away tickets to Cirque du Soleil Mystere. I don't know how you pronounce it, but
Mystere? I don't know.
but as part of
It's
that,
awesome.
anybody who's registered for the in-person event, so not virtual, sorry guys, but if you're registered for the in-person event, and you've reserved your room in our room block, then you're already entered to be part of this drawing. And the tickets, I guess there's more information on healthcon.com. You'll probably want to go there because I only know that it's going to be Tuesday night, April 16th, but that Tuesday that we're all there at conference. You could win tickets to Cirque du Soleil. So
Have you been to a Cirque du Soleil show?
I
either of
have.
you? Well, what is it like? How does it differ from like the circus with?
Well, it's amazing. It's nothing like the circus, Alex.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It is a dedicated stage. So because they have all of these unique stages, the only show that I've seen was Ka, and I mean, they were in the audience. It's just very impressive, very talented, just an awesome show. I recommend any one of them.
Have any of our panel here, Kelly, Rita, Heather, Chris, have you guys been to a Cirque du Soleil show before?
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
not like a circus, right?
No clown cars?
and if
Like
you-
it's like the circus on steroids. The one I went to, it used to be at the Aria. It's not there anymore, but it was phenomenal. It just
Yeah.
things that people are able to do is absolutely incredible. So think circus on steroids, but on one stage.
yeah, their acrobatics are impressive.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the acrobats are like unbelievable.
Which one did you see, Rita?
I saw Mysteri. I saw the Beatles one. And
Yeah, I saw Love too. It was good.
And there was one at the Venetian that was a little. I think it was at the Venetian that was a little far-fetched, a little outrageous, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was nuts, but it was good.
I make
That's
either.
Vegas. Nuts, but good.
Have you guys been, last time in Las Vegas, I went to the mega buffet in Caesars.
Yeah.
Have you guys been there?
Of course you
Oh
did.
man, that was so good.
The mega buffet.
Yes. Anyways, enough about me.
Plug for that. So the four of you, though, are going to be presenting at HealthCon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
much. Yep.
Do each of you want to give us like a 10-second little sneak preview or sneak peek? Even
Absolutely.
topic. Maybe Chris, you want to start?
Yeah, so I go by Christopher, and I'm giving two presentations this coming HealthCon. The first one is about general surgery coding, which is broad and confusing and difficult to navigate. And so we're gonna navigate through all that and find the NCCI edits and payer concerns and things like that happen in general surgery coding. And then the other presentation I'm giving is about APPs and shared services. There have been a lot of changes in the last few years, and some even more changes that went into effect at the beginning of 2024. So we're going to cover those, what it means for you, what to be aware of, what to be watchful for, any contradicting information, things like that. So it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Awesome. Thanks, Christopher. Heather, what about you?
I am also presenting twice. One of them will be on inpatient. We're going to talk about MDCs and MSDRGs and kind of break that down. Also looking at some of the possible denials that come up, the most common ones, and they pretty much stay consistent. And the second one I'm really excited with. I'm going to be working with Lee Williams, and we're going to talk about health equity and what can we do in our profession to help with the progress that CMS is wanting to make with health equity in healthcare. Very excited.
Awesome. Yeah, we use health equity for our HSA. So good stuff. Kelly, I see you with your hand up like you're waving, and I don't know if you're just...
She's frozen. Can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear you.
You can hear us? Okay.
I'm gonna hide her and then bring her back. Oh, there you go. You got it.
It's just gonna do the same thing.
So
Cool.
Go for it.
Right. Let's see if we can get you back on. You may want to toggle your video button.
Okay.
Hit stop and then maybe hit start again.
Okay. How
Um,
about now?
No.
No. Oh, no.
Just, I would make sure that maybe you don't have any other tabs or anything else open that's maybe using your camera, your webcam.
No, this is all I've got open on this computer.
All right.
Well,
Do you want to go
am I
ahead?
at least amusing looking so that you can laugh?
Well, you were frozen in the best possible position because you were waving and smiling.
Oh,
So
good.
it was a really good freeze pose, I have to say, one of the best I've
Okay.
seen.
Hey,
Well,
Kelly,
that's awesome.
How about this? Why don't you hop offline and then hop on the.
Okay.
And
I'll
then
do that.
We'll go.
All right.
All right. So Rita, tell us your involvement at HealthCon.
So I'll be speaking twice as well. And my sessions are a little different as most that have attended them. So the two that I'm speaking about at HealthCon is work-life balance and flexibility in the work week. And is it possible? So it's really looking at different ways to be flexible with your staff, to give them that work-life balance, but also be productive and be able to look at all different areas. Over the years, it's really been focused on clinical. This is the business side of medicine. It's looking at administrative assistants, surgical schedulers, call centers, and things like that. And really it's looking at see how we can accommodate them to either be a rotating remote staff or truncating their sessions into like maybe 3 12-hour days and so forth. So that's what one of my session focuses on. And the second is healthcare revenue cycle analytics and why it matters. So that's looking at KPIs that you can have reporting, doing root cause analysis. Where are you with your staff meeting your goals and so forth? So the analytics that I'll review is multifaceted. It's looking at call center, coding, medical records team. So it's giving people a little bit of information, how to be able to use data to support even increasing staff as well.
Can I just mention something about that? So I think that this is very important and very timely, especially when we look at the healthcare landscape right now and the financial difficulties that all facilities are going through. Reimbursements are being cut, costs are going up. Anything that we can do to be more efficient and improve the efficiencies of revenue cycle, and that includes everything, right? Every single aspect of it. Anywhere we can find efficiencies and improve revenue is going to mean more dollars to our facilities to start new programs, support staff, and like you said, Rita, having the data behind the justification of bringing on headcount. It's a trying time right now. And when you look through the agenda of HealthCon, you're going to see a lot of common themes that are trying to support the pain points that we know facilities and our members are having. So it's a really important time to come and get these best practices from experts like Rita, Christopher, Heather, and Kelly to take back to your facilities. And it helps, show your employer the ROI of supporting you and sponsoring you to go to HealthCon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. If you can get your employer to pay for your HealthCon registration, and there's really effective ways to pitch that to your employer too, because all of the knowledge and the networking and even just you being a source of like, hey, we're looking to fill this position, or a coding or a billing position or whatever, but you having made those connections can become a resource to even refer other people to your company. So
yeah, absolutely.
If I could say something about that. So the first HealthCon that I saw was in Nashville, or went to. I was blown away. No one puts on a conference like AAPC. It's not just about the networking and the friends that you meet, and the people that are here on the show I wouldn't know had I not been at HealthCon. But it's also the education that you bring out of it. I always went back to where I came from with new information, vital information, tasks that I could put into play. So it is something that is well worth the time, the investment, the money, everything. And on top of that, you're going to have a fabulous time.
Yeah, I like to comment on that too. There are people that have the ability to go, that their employers are going to pay, and they don't take advantage of that. And that's something that I've seen on the opposite end of that, right? There's a group that don't get that reimbursement, and then there's a group that, yes, will pay for you, but don't want to go or don't have a desire to go, which is why we constantly talk about what we love about HealthCon, right? It's the networking, it's the education, it's meeting other people in your specialty. So if you do have a question, you can reach out to them if it's a senior person in that specialty. So if your employer does reimburse it, take advantage of it, because once you come one time, you're going to want to come all the time.
Now, do you guys have any recommendations? I know that some people are it's hard asking for money. Let's just be honest. Most people have a hard time asking for money. So what have you guys found in your profession to be helpful for you to be able to have an employer see value in sending you to different conferences? What has worked for you guys?
I ended up, the first time I went, kind of with a compromise with my company, where they didn't pay for me to go, but they paid for me while I was there. So I didn't have to take vacation time. I just, it counted as work time while I was there. And then I brought back a lot of what I learned. And then the next year the policy was different, and they picked a handful of people that would get to go. So they did start more of a rotating kind of deal going. So that was good.
Nice.
From my personal perspective, what we've done in the past, and even for myself when I go to different conferences, is I come back with a summary. I do a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation to my staff first of all, and then report back to my leaders. Hey, this is what we reviewed. This is what came out. There's new guidelines, and we're educating our teams to ensure that we're able to code appropriately, bill appropriately, and retain that revenue appropriately. So I think when you go back and say, this is what I've learned, it kind of speaks for itself multiple times when you see all the information that you're able to bring back and educate the rest of the team about.
Definitely, including that in your pitch too. When you go to them, there's a lot of, negotiation wiggle room too. Another suggestion would be even just offering to maybe cover some of the cost, some of the expense of it. Like, hey, you guys don't have to cover everything, maybe just registration, and I can do maybe registration, travel, and I'll do food or something, but at least let them know that it's important enough to you that you're willing to invest your own money in it too, not just get a free ride to it.
Yeah, oh, go ahead, Frida.
Yeah, go ahead.
So also, when you're making the pitch for the first time, I know that when I've wanted to go to different conferences, I've pulled the agenda, I've highlighted, I've pulled in the sessions that I know, hey, this is a problem we're dealing with. Let me go and learn more about this session. Not only that, but one thing I love about all the speakers that participate with HealthCon is they're so approachable and they love answering questions. I mean, you'll see attendees following them outside of the door, talking to them in the hallway about their session. So being able to go and ask the presenter questions of, hey, this is what I'm struggling with my facility. What do you recommend? To be able to bring that back to your employer is gold.
Christopher,
And go ahead, Christopher.
how does your facility determine or value education outside of the office, and how do you determine which conferences to attend, and how do you, for yourself, determine what conferences you'll go to, whether you'll pay out of pocket or have the company pay for it?
Yeah, we do exactly what Ray said, where me or another member of my department will find an area where, you know, we have questions, our physicians have questions, especially if our physicians have questions on it. And you can get that physician to back you up and say, I need Christopher to go to this conference so that he can find out this, because there's nothing from the society, there's nothing from XYZ, you know? And so finding those areas that you need more clarification on because you're getting a lot of denials or you're getting a lot of whatever it may be, and showing that this is what we need, this is why we need it, and this is the outcome we're hoping to get. I think presenting in that way, you're going to get a lot more willingness from your employer to fund you attending one of these conferences. Another great thing you can do is, if you like speaking or you think you would like to speak, sometimes there are conferences that you can speak and they'll cover part of the cost, and then your employer can cover another part of the cost. I attended a conference about a year ago where we really needed some clarification on a certain topic. And I also happened to know a lot about that topic. And so I was selected to give a presentation, but I didn't present on the part I didn't know. So then I attended a presentation where they clarified more of it, and I was able to bring that back, and we have been able to make great headway in that area. And so that's another option. If you are interested in speaking, apply and see if the conference, whether it's this one or another one, they'll help cover the costs.
It's a great tip. That's awesome.
So, and I would add to that. So when you're having now been, and we were talking about the first time, but when you're going to work with your with a potential employer, talk to them about what they're willing to cover. We have to keep these credentials, and we have to stay abreast of the changes, and they're changing constantly now. I think sometimes we can get whiplash because it's moving so fast. HealthCon stays up to date. Most of us, I know I do. I know the folks here that I know, you all will update your presentations. I update my presentations on anything that comes in new as needed, because that information right then needs to be given to folks. So talk to them when you're first coming onboarding. What are you willing to cover? These are things that I think are really important for me to be a good employee for you. So that would be my suggestion, and everybody else's I would concur with 1000%.
And I agree with Heather, because when I started in different areas, my staff didn't even know that they had education funds that they were able to use. So it always amazes me how many people don't ask that question when they do get, hired in a new entity. So it's really important to understand what you have at your fingertips to utilize, and what is covered for all outside activities that would assist in your job. So that's really important. If you don't know, there's nothing wrong in asking, what is the policy for this? And your leader should know the answer to that right away. And if they don't, they can absolutely call human resources and find out.
And to Ray's comment, the line of people that I have waiting to talk to me at these conferences is just so insane. All the way out the door, and just, no, it's not. But it's a lot of fun to interact with other people and to network and to make these connections. So that's another selling point you can give to your employer as well, is, hey, I can make great connections, people that I can reach out to throughout the year and say, hey, how do you do this? Things like that.
Yeah. It's a place full of industry experts. Like what
Oh, yes.
better
Yeah.
what better way to be inundated with great information than around all of these experts and being able to pick their brains, rub shoulders with them, even if it's a minute or two, if you've got some burning question and you find an expert, you ask it, approach them. Great opportunity.
So I'm hearing play down your desire to see a Cirque du Soleil show,
Cirque du Soleil.
and buffet, but ramp up
Yeah.
all of the great education and ways that you can help benefit the facility you
So
work
yeah,
at.
so what I've learned from this session is anytime Alex asks to go somewhere, I'm gonna see if there's mega buffets. So-
Oh, my expense report is she's gonna be on those.
We do
There's
love
lots of great networking that can happen at buffets.
Yes.
There you
True.
go.
Thank you, Kelly.
Exactly. Beautiful. Bringing it all together. I love it. So biggest tip of the session,
That's right.
find a buffet, find somebody that you want to glean some information with, treat them to a buffet, and
There you go.
go.
There you go.
Your own Cirque du Soleil buffet. I don't know. It rhymed, and so I felt like I had to say it. So
I think this is Las Vegas will be Kelly Shu's maybe third HealthCon. Is that right, Kelly?
I did one virtually, and then this will be my second in person, and I'm so excited about going back for my second in a row. So, yeah.
Will this be your first time presenting?
No, I got to present last year as well. And so this year, this was always a little bit of a side trip, but for those listening, presenting at HealthCon was like way up on the bucket list. And I applied, multiple years, and then the door kind of opened, and it's I think one of my bigger recent professional accomplishments is getting to present and picking topics that people are excited about. So I love being able to share that. So yeah.
Well, you obviously did so good that they brought you back for a second time. So
That's the hope.
that's a good sign.
Hey, Kelly, you were frozen up. You're frozen now too, but
Oh, no.
your picture is perfect. So we're not going to.
Okay.
You're great.
Great.
With that said, we never got to hear what your presentation will be on in Las Vegas.
All right. So my presentation this year is going to be on medical debt and patient financial responsibility, and just really covering how many patients that we have in the country that are not, I guess, cost secured, they call it. A third of Americans are not able to afford procedures that they need, even with the healthcare plans that they have. A third of our country puts off necessary medical tests because they can't afford to pay for them. Over 6 million people in the country owe more than $10,000 in medical debt that they don't know how to pay for. So this presentation is going to be going over that. I've got a lot of case studies in here, and then we're going to go over some of the ways that we can try and help patients with that and kind of work with them so that they can get the care that they need while also still being able to pay for it and not having to declare bankruptcy or anything for it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's big. Very timely information, I'm sure, just with the way our economy and society is. Useful. Ray, we didn't ask you though. You're speaking as well.
I'm on a panel, on the E&M panel, so that's going to be my session this time.
And that's all you got to do.
That's all I have to do this time.
Oh, beautiful.
They're taking it easy on me this year.
Yeah, usually we roast Ray for everything. And don't be surprised if she fills in for people if
They don't show
If
up.
they don't show
That's
up.
happened before. Nothing like being told 5 minutes before a session, hey, the presenter didn't show, you need to go in there.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Rita, and I can only imagine that in her mind she's thinking, let's get Las Vegas through, even though I know you're looking forward to it. But she's thinking, let's get to our Philly Regional Conference in
Yeah.
August. Is that true or false, Rita?
Probably true, yes. I'm going to have some visitors in a week or so I'm excited about that from the AAPC. So, yeah, I'm very excited that AAPC's coming to Philadelphia. 20 years in the making, I've been asking. So I'm very excited that it was chosen, and hopefully our city will be spotlighted and everybody will enjoy their time here. It is, Alex, we know how you like to eat, and I have shown you some great places when you were here, so I know I can give lots of recommendations about food. That's for sure.
So best cheesesteaks in Philly. What's
Yes.
name the place?
Well, we made them.
Oh, your own
We
home.
created them.
Okay. All right. We might have to make some adjustments for this one and have Rita put on a
I told
chef's
her.
hat.
I told her
and,
she's going to be cooking for all the attendees.
oh,
I spent some time with
Watch what you wish for.
I spent a few days with Rita at her chapter conference this past spring, and Philly, I'd never been there before, but it's become one of my favorite towns. So cool, so
Nice.
much to see, so much culture. I loved it.
Well, let's be fair. You got a private tour, Alex. Let's be
I did.
fair.
yeah, maybe we'll do some special giveaway. We'll talk. We'll figure
All
something out. Maybe a private
Rita
Tour.
special tour or something.
That would be absolutely interesting because
Win
you
a date
could
with
ask
Rita.
her, win a date with Rita. She'll take you on a food tour and answer all of your questions that you have. That sounds like a good giveaway.
Hey, that's great.
Rita's like, what are you signing me up for?
Well, you
But she's
guys
still
know I'm always
smiling.
game.
That's awesome.
I'm always game, and I'm so excited. You know, APC is like a family to me, so I'm so excited that I get to have people that I've known for years. I mean, Alex has been here. Ray, has not been here. I've been trying to get her here forever.
I know it never works out, so I'm excited this time.
And my man Dave, we go back a long way, so I'm very excited that you'll be here. So we'll have a good time, and I'm looking forward to both conferences. I mean, like I said, I always enjoy everything. I always say I'm an oldie but goodie. I think I've missed only one regional and one national, and that was because I had just given birth before one, and regionals was I couldn't do it because it was at a time that I was away with family. So, and that was when it was in Hawaii. But other than that, I've been a steadfast at all of them, and that's why I say once you come, you get addicted.
That's so awesome.
Very much so.
Yeah. The only thing that stopped you was childbirth. So
Yeah.
wow, that's awesome.
Daddy Antonio.
Dedication.
But Antonio's come with you ever since, so he's
Yes.
kind of grown up at HealthCon.
Oh yes, you know he's got about 90 moms. Yeah.
Well, we're about out of time. Thank you all for joining us. We've got a couple announcements about HealthCon, and you guys can stay on for this. Just some reminders to, if you register by the end of the month, you will get a Transforming DRG Validation webinar, and it's presented by Semantic Health, who we've just partnered with, and they're awesome. So if you register by the end of the month, you'll have access to that event, and that event will take place on March 4th, and we'll send you out an email to be able to access that and everything. So if you're considering or on the fence, if you do it quickly, you'll be able to get access to that. Plus,
There's a promo code.
there's a promo code.
Yeah. What is it? XO hugs and kisses. XO something.
HealthCon.
Yeah,
XO.
You guys, it's right.
Yeah, for Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
we've got XOXOHCon. And if you use that promo code, it will give you a discount basically it brings it down to $8.95 for in-person or virtual registration. So
I am dropping that in the chat right now. This is if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that in the chat. If you're watching this on Facebook, it's XOXOHCon again. There you go.
well, any parting words?
We hope to see you all at HealthCon and look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, we're
It's gonna be
excited.
fun. It's always fun.
I want to thank our speakers that took time out of their day to talk about their fascinating sessions they're going to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you all in about 2 months, literally 2 months from today, April 14th through the 17th. So, and if you're on the fence or considering it, definitely talk to your employer or just make it happen because it is well worth it.
And just as we wrap up, those who are watching this on Facebook, this is a recording. For some reason, our live stream did not work onto Facebook. We'll get that fixed for next time. But you can plan on us being on Facebook as well as usual. So sorry about the technical issues. We're working through them though.
Yeah, thanks for being patient with us. We love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks. Happy
ya.
Valentine's
All
Day.
right.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.